Take a moment and focus on a specific negative feeling you're experiencing today. Whether it's anxiety, a lingering sense of guilt, or inadequacy, hold it in your mind. We will loosen it. To do that, we have to recognize a basic psychological reality. The actual event that happened to you isn't what's making you feel bad. Your internal thoughts about that event are what create your suffering. Psychologist Dr. Albert Ellis mapped exactly how this works. He called it the ABC of emotion. This flowchart visualizes the process. A stands for the actual event, the objective thing that happened. B stands for your belief, the immediate, automatic thought you have about that event. And C stands for the consequence, the feelings resulting from your belief. Grab a pen and a blank piece of paper right now. Over the next 5 minutes, we will use this framework to untwist your negative thought. By shifting your focus to that middle step, you address the root of the reaction. When you dismantle and replace a flawed belief, you effectively rewrite the script for the emotional consequence that follows. Step 1 is to write your A, the actual event. Keep it objective. Next, write C for consequence, your exact negative emotions. Finally, fill in B for belief. What is the automatic sentence you repeat to yourself? Look at what you wrote next to the letter B. That sentence is your sole target. When an anxious thought is swirling in your head, it feels infinite. By forcing it out of your brain and onto paper, you completely reduce its massive scale and turn it into a concrete target that you can systematically dismantle. Step 2 is to analyze the belief you just isolated. Look at the words you used. Engaging in all or nothing thinking? Words like always, never, or ruined are signs of a logical error. Are you attaching heavy, vague labels to yourself? Calling yourself a loser after a single mistake? Take a look at this clinical exercise answer key. Notice how a single negative thought contains multiple overlapping distortions at once: all or nothing thinking, overgeneralization, mental filtering, and labeling. You don't need clinical precision here. The goal isn't perfect diagnosis, but finding the flaw. Once you recognize the broken logic, you prove to yourself the thought is a distorted perception, not an objective fact. Now we move to step 3, talk back. We will run 3 rapid-fire stress tests. Tool 1 is to examine the evidence. Look at the extreme statements on your paper. If you wrote, "I never do anything right," review your actual life history. Is it a factual certainty that you have 0 successes to your name? Tool 2 is the double standard method. Read your written belief again. Would you ever say those exact words out loud to a friend making the same mistake? If you offer grace to friends, holding yourself to a uniquely brutal standard isn't logical. Tool 3 is the cost-benefit analysis. Look at your belief from a return on investment perspective. Weigh the concrete advantages of holding on to this belief against the disadvantages. How is this thought hurting you? You might still insist that your negative thought is factually true. These tools force you to measure the usefulness and compassion of a thought, not just objectivity. These filters reveal structural flaws. The thought loses fact-based weight, making room for realistic perspective. Step 4. Cross out your original belief. Based on our stress tests, draft a new rational response. Instead of "I'm a failure," try "I made a mistake, but I'm doing my best." Now, read your new rational response out loud to yourself in the room. Physically vocalizing the words interrupts the downward spiral in real time. You are actively replacing a passive, flawed narrative with a chosen, rational truth. Now it's time for an emotional temperature check. Look back at the C on your paper. Compare the heavy emotions you wrote down 5 minutes ago to how your body feels right now. Notice any drop in your heart rate, any decrease in the anxiety, or any lifting of the sadness. If the intensity of that feeling has lessened, you've just seen the ABC framework in action. This shift is the result of using clinical cognitive therapy techniques to untwist a distorted perception. Keep this piece of paper. It is now a highly specific, physical tool you can pull out any time this particular negative thought tries to creep back in. And remember, there are plenty of other tools to test out in the future, like conducting a survey or using reattribution methods. You are not at the mercy of your negative emotions. With a pen, some paper, and a few minutes of strict logic, you have the power to consciously engineer your own peace of mind.